Well, this is a very fitting way to start the day for me. This is a day that there's a lot of memories coming back, a lot of memories flooding back, and yeah, just to see this beautiful bird take off here this morning, right on daybreak, was something pretty special. I'm up here in North Queensland on another trap line, and I couldn't make it down to a great old mate's memorial service. I still can't believe that he's passed. He was invincible. That's the circle of life. And, yeah, so I sat up till late last night and I made a little clip, so I'll just add that clip in now. I think most people will understand, and yeah, probably a good way to start this next clip. So, well, I've been lucky enough, I was probably blessed, to have known some incredible bush pilots in my time, and flown with them in incredible country. Fellas like John Robinson, JR, John Oakes, Ian Rasmussen, Ray Collingwood. Fantastic, gifted, amazing pilots. But the one bloke, the one guy that stood out from all the rest was Justin Rowley. Now, a lot of his mates probably wouldn't realise that. They'd see him sitting down the pub and they just wouldn't realise what a gifted, absolutely amazing man that they had there. Now, if you're watching this, it means that I couldn't get down to the service, and my apologies to the girls, because I wanted to be there, especially for young Anna, because I know she's doing it really tough, and you've got to hang in there, girl. But I'm 15 hours away from the Gold Coast, up in North Queensland, out on location. I'm out in the hills here now, miles away from anywhere. And I'm going to try my level best to get down there. I'm going to try and jump a plane out of Proserpine and get down there somehow. But the way it's looking, I mightn't be able to do it. So I thought I'd cut this quick clip just so people could see. Just maybe get a bit of a glimpse from somebody else of just how special that man was. I was lucky to fly with Justin for quite a few years in the live deer capture days. I was the shooter, he was the pilot. I was a crazy guy that would lean out the side of the machine with a net gun and blast 16-foot square nets out at deer as we're, screaming through the trees, right down on the deck, in amongst the trees and catching these deer. Now, there had to be a lot of trust on both sides. There was a very special bond there between pilot and shooter, because he had to trust me that I wasn't going to do something stupid and fire a net into the rotors and kill us. But I had to trust him, because I couldn't do my job if you couldn't trust him. You couldn't trust your pilot. And I can say, I could lean out there, and a couple of times I was startled, but I was never worried. I felt a sense of peace when I was out there, leaning outside the machine, screaming in amongst the trees, simply because I knew who was flying the machine. Justin was gifted. There's no doubt about it, and he would go out of his way to save my life, and he did on a number of occasions. And one in particular I remember, we were down Monsondale Way and we're up on top of this plateau country, and there's a side of a hill there called the Brink, and it's like rolling country, and then it just drops off the side. And in places there's big rock ledges that drop down, hundreds of feet. Anyway, this day we were coming around hard, chasing a hind that was very difficult. I managed to get a net on her, and I jumped out to bulldog her. And I got tangled in the net, and we went upside down. We rolled down along the side of this bit of a slope. And I'm trying to get out of the net and trying to hold this 100-kilo deer that was kicking and struggling. And I finally grabbed her, and we rolled one more time, and I looked ahead of me, and we're right on the edge of like a probably 50 to 100 foot rocky bluff straight down into the rocks. And as we went over, all I could think to do was I tried to get a little bit of the net over a root of a tree that was sticking out just to try and grab us. And as I did, I swung round and fell over the edge with this deer. And I couldn't really see. There was dust and leaves and just junk in my eyes, and I was trying my hardest just to survive in the net with this deer. And when I looked up, I realised why I was getting covered with all debris, leaves and dust and everything. Justin had seen what was going on, and he flicked the machine out over the edge of this drop off and nosed it straight back in where I was falling down the hill, and he literally pruned the tops off little gum suckers and that there. He just shredded them. He took all the top leaves off them and he mowed away in there. And as I fell over the edge of this cliff, he put the bottom one skid of the long skid of the Hughes 500 in the leading edge of the net that was trailing, behind us, where trailing behind the deer and I as we went over the edge, and he hooked it with his skid, and he was mowing the branches off trees with the rotors. And I looked up, and he's looking out the side at us with that lopsided grin he used to put on, just shaking his head like, "What are you doing, Jack?" He always called me Jack. And I give him thumbs up, and he lifted us off that root of the tree and lifted us out into space and up over the top and land us safely. That was the caliber of the man. That was the caliber of the man. And there was dozens of stories like this that one day I want to tell. And there's just a brief interlude that we've got all these stories, this history of Justin and what he did in his flying career. I want those stories told. So I've said to Anna, we're going to do it. Somehow we'll get these stories together, and I'm going to try and put them up on my channel so that people will see what he was like. So if anybody is willing to assist me with this, I know we've got some great old movie footage sitting there somewhere that we took out of the machine. It's somewhere. Hopefully somebody's still got a copy of it, because the bits I've got are old and tattered. But if anybody has got photos of those old days or any of the video, please contact me. I'll put my number down here. And together I'd love to tell the story, not just of Justin, but also the other great guys, Ian Rasmussen, John Oakes, JR. The forgotten story of the deer capture days in Queensland, Australia. Anyway, to all the friends and relatives and loved ones of Justin and family, my heartfelt sympathies to everybody there, and love to everybody, and stay strong, eh? There's no shortage of kangaroos, whiptails and wallabies on this property. I reckon we would have seen over 100 in this first probably 2 kilometres. Looks like nothing. Nothing. Right, we've come into this lovely little gully here, and we've got a set of tracks on the road. I don't really know how old that is. Could be another one there. Hard to know how old, but we've got a few cattle going through here. I still reckon it's a great little place. I think I might put one on this bank here, right on that side of that bank. And probably a second one. I might even do similar, put a second one over here on that little bank. One either side, both on drags. There's a few other people use this road here because we've got the main power lines going through here. And this weaves in and out of, the freehold country. But there's still people that have to access this for their jobs. So out of respect for them, I don't want dogs. They won't be out of their vehicle here. But if there's a dog caught,
I want it at least 20, 30, 50 metres away up the gully, tangled up, rather than sitting right here on the side of the road. Righto, one set there on a drag, and an opposing one on the other side. So Magna Gland and Urine, still two of the best, and plenty of scope for that drag to go down the gully either way. Alright, we're just rolling down into this creek crossing now. I had hopes for here, but I don't see any tracks on the road. Cattle have been through, so we've dodged the cattle at least for the first night. We have not seen a fresh dog track across our vehicle marks for the whole morning. Sit, dog, sit. Sit. Go, 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 quick.
Oh!
Hey,
Good here.
how you going, buddy?
Hey. Oh.
That's iconic Australian.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wouldn't even bite?
No, they're pretty good.
Really? He's well mannered.
Yep.
Good boy.
Big frill.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay. Years ago, you would have been eaten, little fella.
Yeah, now you know for the next time, huh?
You get off the road so you don't get run over.
Yeah.
When they run, they get up on their back feet and they go run like crazy.
Yeah, cool.
You watch it. Up a tree. Right. Come up into this lovely little gully. Your dog, show me, quick. Hunt him up. Hunt him up. No pop bottle. Gee, what age is that? Nearly as old as me. I'm going to put one over here somewhere. Probably one somewhere here where we can get out of the road of the cattle. Ready? What are you doing, dude? This looks like a good spot. We'll just pull up here and have a look. See if we can see any sign. Any wallabies. Could be. Could be a little dog here. A young dog. Hard to say, but it looks like a small track there, bigger than a cat. Another good spot here we're just rolling into. I think this is worth another 2 traps in here. Again, let's look for sign. See what we see. I'll put the dogs out and let them have a sniff. Sit, sit, you just sit there till I tell you, right? Sit. Sit, Trumpy. You're nothing but trouble, Trump. You're nothing but trouble, Trump. Oh, don't kiss me. Look at your ear. You've got something wrong with your ear, Trump. Trump, your ear keeps folding back. What is that? Oh, a dog track straight away there. Straight away. Yep. Hunt him up. Find him. Hunt him up. Hunt him up. Yeah. So a good marking spot over there. Hunt him up, Dingo. Hunt him up. Hunt him up. Where's the Dingo? Hunt him up. Another spot over there, I think. He's marking that as well. And that's good. There's definitely 2 good spots there. We've put 3 in there and a variety of scents. Left one of those deer bones there as well. Just something to get a dog to pull up and have a good look around this area. So I like this spot too. I like the last spot. I like this spot. What do you like? Mozzie. Mozzie. What, Moss? Hey, where's the Dingo? Here. Don't jump out. Mozzie. I caught a big dog off this tree here once, Dan. Big, hard dog. And you could do it again, so I'm going to get Brandon to have a look. Hey, Brandon. 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 Oh. Find me a dingo, Brandon. Yeah. Brandon, hunt him up. We'll see when he goes. Oh. Yeah. I think I will just try and chain it down here. I've still got my marker from last time, still sitting here. And that was the hole that I used last time, right there. Expect them to come in from this top side. So I'll put the step there because I want it, if this is a cautious dog, I want it to step there like as if it's not committing itself. Have the pan that side. Probably will be a big old dog if you get one here. That's a big rough dog. Okay, this is usually my top trap of the line. Right here, dogs. And this trap here, this drag, has accounted for a dog each program. Each time I'll catch something here. What are you sniffing, Mossy? Look at that. Mossy. Mossy. Hang on, Mossy. Mossy. What are you showing me, Mossy? I think she was with me last time we got one here. It was down that gully, so she's remembering. She's remembering when she found the dog down there. Good girl, come, come, Moss come. Moss come, Moss come, good girl. Yeah, good girl. So we'll put one trap in there, same as usual, and see what we get. Righto, that's the finished article. Just needs the sun on it now just to match the colour across from where the ground's been disturbed. So, you know, I'd be happier if a dog didn't see this for a day or 2 days. But anyway, we'll see what happens. And yet another beautiful little watering spot. Sit, dogs. Sit. Trumpy, do as you're told. Trump. Could be wallaby. We've only got 4 traps left with us, so I think we'll just bypass some of this stuff, even though it looks good, and we'll go to where we find good sign. We'll put our last 4 traps in there, then head back have a bit of lunch and grab some more traps, head out again. I reckon, Brandon. I reckon. Brandon and Moss just dived out of the vehicle here and was sniffing around here. So I looked down and there was a track. Well, you can't really see it now, but there was a track there. I think that one there. Did you smell something, did you? What do you reckon? Morning, everyone. I'm just coughing up the remainder of my last lung. Getting better though, I'm feeling better. We're going good. So we're heading back up into where we caught the 2 dogs yesterday. And like I always say, you can go past a trap set like that and say, oh, it didn't work. Right, we caught the dogs in the previous 2 traps. Righto, let's say, different scenario, those 2 dogs have been coming along there and they saw a wallaby and they went off the road to chase it for 5 minutes and they came back on the road and they missed that first set of 2 traps, right? And then they wandered into this last gully. We've got a squeaker, we've got 2 nice traps. We could have come along and those 2 dogs were caught in that set pattern. And we could be saying to ourselves, oh yeah, that made the difference because we had the squeaker there and we had whatever else, and you convince yourself and you talk yourself into believing what you want to believe. I try and show a lot of that sort of, hypocrisy, I see it, self-hypocrisy. I try and throw it out and say, tis many, tis many slips, twist, cup and lip. So one little change can change the whole outcome of what happens next. So truth is based on how you see it. So we might have missed the dog there. We might get him in this very next trap up here. Yes. Look at that. And we did. And we did get him in the very next trap. Okay. Another big pup. That's good. Get him shot.
That's another one.
We got 2. We got 2. That's a different one. Well, get him shot. Well, that has made a difference. So there's a double up last night and a double up here this morning. So young pups, and to be expected, but they're a bit dumb. Good, all good. Okay, these dogs here are showing a lot of white. This one's got white through his forehead, so is this one, white collars. A lot of white on their feet, big white tips on their tail. So yeah, a bit of an influence in here. I've seen that right through this range here. There's a lot more white in them, and some of them have got really blocky heads on them. So
it looks like a crossbreeding has been, a fair time in the past. A lot of people say, oh, dingoes won't mate with domestic dogs. Righto, well, we've seen it ourselves. Not so much the dingoes won't mate with them, but you get somebody that drops off, say, they've had a litter of pups, pig dog pups or something like that, and they don't want them. They can't feed them. So what some people will do, they'll come and they'll just drop them out, throw them out in the bush. It's a disgusting thing for people to do, very irresponsible. So let's say they throw those dogs out. If you've got half a dozen like domestic dogs, big pig dog types that are living in an area, dingoes can't handle them. They can't take them on. So that group of dogs will grow up and breed and be their own pack. What seems to happen then is there seems to be a crossbreeding will happen then, because what we see, if it's one dog by itself, the dingoes usually kill it, get rid of it. But when it's too big a pack, they can't handle them, and you'll see areas where there's an influence goes into the dingo dogs and they take on that trait. A lot of the DNA sampling and that's been done on the dingoes across Australia, you can see that people have taken it and then they've taken their selective viewpoint out of it. And if I do the same thing, come and say, well, this is what I've seen, I get accused of saying, oh, you're being selective with how you read the data. Well, that's what other people are doing, and they're being very selective for their own purpose. You see the coloration down the coast of Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, of all the dogs that they've taken and sampled, and they're colour-coded. And then you see the ones in Western Australia, South Australia, bottom of the Northern Territory, they are looking as nearly pure. There's like red colour right through there, and you can see all that side there is very, very pure. But when you get down the eastern seaboard, the colour changes completely and there's very few pure dots, red dots in there. Data is a great thing, but it can be manipulated on either side. Let's try and talk the truth as close as we can here.